For decades, the United States held a position in the world that no other country could rival. Its military and economy were massive, but its international status was secured by achieving things no one else had ever done, like the effort to put humans on the moon. This influence spread organically. American films dominated cinemas everywhere, international students flocked to U.S. universities, and the English language became the default for global business. Millions of people across the globe wanted to emulate the American lifestyle. Experts call this force of attraction soft power. Instead of forcing compliance through the threat of military action, soft power builds trust and makes other nations want to cooperate voluntarily. Because this cultural admiration was so widespread, foreign governments and international observers simply assumed American global leadership was a permanent feature of the modern world. A Pew survey of 42,000 people across 36 territories tracks a shift in global influence. China received a higher favorability rating than the US in 25 of those locations. Across roughly 70% of the surveyed map, China's image is now stronger than America's. These ratings are high despite widespread international criticisms of Beijing over its strict censorship, human rights record, and authoritarian governance. Developing nations are weighing superpower partnerships using a different set of metrics than they did in the 20th century. Rather than relying on cultural attraction, China focuses on physical utility. It is now the largest trading partner for more than 120 countries, actively integrating itself into their daily economies. Through the Belt and Road Initiative, Beijing funnels massive amounts of foreign investment directly into physical infrastructure abroad. They are financing and building new roads, deep-water ports, and modern power plants across dozens of nations in Latin America, Africa, and the Middle East. For governments in these regions, working with Beijing is a transactional decision. It offers a direct path to faster, tangible economic development. This dynamic introduces the concept of the time horizon. Predictability has become a highly valued trait in international relations, creating a specific challenge for the United States. A democratic system runs on a 4-year election cycle. For a foreign partner signing a long-term agreement, there is a risk that a new administration will take power, shift foreign policy, and reverse existing diplomatic deals. Beijing operates on a different timeline. Its system allows the government to outline decades-long infrastructure and trade plans and execute them without the risk of electoral reversals. This structural difference appears in global leadership trust. In the same Pew survey, respondents frequently reported higher confidence in China's executive stability than in recent U.S. leadership. When smaller nations plan their economic futures, the guarantee of a stable, long-term transaction is often more valuable than ideological appeal. There is a major exception in the data. For the countries located immediately adjacent to China, the perception of Beijing changes. Nations like Japan, South Korea, India, and the Philippines do not experience China's rise from across an ocean. They experience it directly. For these neighbors, the economic opportunity Beijing provides is overshadowed by territorial disputes and regional military expansion. This localized anxiety forces Asian nations to maintain heavy security postures and fortified borders, even as they remain deeply reliant on Chinese trade. Proximity creates a tension that economic utility cannot erase. These neighbors rely on American military alliances for a balance of power that trade alone does not provide. The United States still commands a dominant global financial system, unparalleled military alliances, and a massive cultural footprint. Beijing is also dealing with internal vulnerabilities, including a rapidly aging demographic, a slowing domestic economy, and international suspicion regarding its long-term intentions. The survey results suggest that America's position as the automatic default choice for global partnership is facing its first serious competition. Influence is increasingly tied to long-term reliability. Developing nations are prioritizing partners that offer a stable, predictable path for their future economic growth. The defining question is whether the American system can adapt its soft power to this transactional reality, or if the time horizon advantage will favor Beijing.